these are the new DCX profile drop keycaps. So let's get into it. Now these are supposed to be a replacement for, or a competitor for, GMK keycaps that are more readily in stock and have really, really good quality to match GMK keycaps, and cheaper at like $100. There'll be drop affiliate links below, and there's a 10% off code that's gonna be right here. So if you want to get 10% off and help support the channel, is right here. Drop link below. Let's get into it. This code will either be good for a week or 10 days. Right off the bat, the packaging is pretty cool. It just says drop on the top. I like that. And then it's just the keycaps in here. Okay, so these are the black on, or white on black. So there's a few subtle white accents, like the escape key. Let's open these up. Now, these are ABS, so not PBT, but first impressions right off the bat. Okay, now my first impression is these aren't too thick. I was kind of expecting thicker. However, the printing looks pretty dang good. I'm gonna go really close in on this, and you can see the Q there. Quite good. Let's compare it. We're gonna be comparing the weights here. That looks pretty dang consistent. Okay, so the D, the F, the G, the H, the J, the K, the L. I mean, these are all really, really accurate. They're also in the same place. There's no sideways stuff. These are really quite accurate and consistent. Now, I'm gonna show one consistency, which is gonna be the G and the B. Now, as you can see, between the G and the B is thicker. It is bolder, but it's very slight. If you don't know a lot of keycaps, this stuff happens all the time. In fact, most keycaps will have inconsistencies. It's just about how big or small those inconsistencies are. Here, that is not that different. Now, when side by side and look at them, you can tell, okay? You can tell. However, this is pretty enlarged. That's what you're actually gonna see. And that doesn't look bad at all. That's pretty good. Now, the one thing that I will say is these are thick, right? They're not super, super thin. However, they're not as thick as I was expecting. I don't know. Now, we are gonna compare some popular other keycaps, both in this price range, above this price range, and below this price range. Actually, just above and below. Okay, so firstly, we have Akko's ASA profile keycaps. These are about 60 bucks. Then we have a set of drop keycaps. Again, these are the Iron Man. These are about 140. Now, again, some of that money is because of the branding, the whole Marvel thing, so we get that. But I wanted to compare another drop set of keycaps. And then we have some dancing code keycaps. These are about, I can't remember the exact price range on these, but above 100. Now, let's go over some inconsistencies with these. You can see between the F and the G, the bottom of the F is a little bit thicker, bolder than right here. If we compare the B and the G, those look pretty dang good. I would say these keycaps, well, we do have the R up here. You can see the R is much thicker than the T right there. However, overall, these are very, very well printed. That being said, as you notice, I have these on the 1-2 and over here, and that's because the 2 was like melted off. So the quality control was not good on this set of keycaps, but the overall printing is very, very good. But now let's compare a budget set of keycaps, these, which are Akko's ASA profile keycaps, and we can see here, there is definitely more inconsistencies. You compare the H to the L, you can see right in here, it gets a little bit lighter. The bottom of the L is much thinner than the top, so there's definitely more inconsistencies, but again, they're very, very slight. Are they more different? Are they more different? Are they differenter? Are they considerably different than the B and the G here? I would say the B and the G are I would say this is pretty much even with printing here. Although I would say on the ASA profile of this budget set, there's more inconsistencies on specific keys. Whereas with this set, there's gonna be more inconsistencies between keys. As we can see here with the S and the W here is for sure thicker and more bold than the S. However, on this set, again, that L is really standing out. See the bottom of the L is lighter than the top. We also see that here with the P. The O is definitely bolder than the P. So there is inconsistencies here, but I wouldn't say that Akko's is really that much different than Drops, except for the fact that the inconsistencies are per key, whereas these are pretty dang good per key. And keycap to keycap, there's gonna be some differences there. The other thing is I do find it kind of strange that this is way lighter than this. I don't know if that's purposeful or not, but it's very, very obvious right here. The FN and the super, that may be on purpose. I'm not sure. However, that is a pretty big difference right there. There's definitely some inconsistencies on the C right there for control. And yeah, this is nitpicky. but that's what keycaps are. But now I want to compare Drop's own keycaps against themselves. And again, we are doing a full sound test and feeling test and everything. This is just the beginning. Now these are the Iron Man set of keycaps. And we can see here, the printing again here is pretty dang good, but there's definitely some inconsistencies. We can see the G thinner than the H right here, but overall pretty good. So all of the three are pretty good, and I would be happy with all of them. However, no keycap holder in the box. Strange, but also not. We're gonna take off the A of each keycap and we're going to line them up. Now again, do keep in mind, these are all different profiles. None of them are the same profile. Obviously, the DCX is a totally new profile. So with all of these lined up, the new DCX by Drop are definitely the boldest of font, which does look premium. It looks nice. It looks timeless, and I like that. But now let's flip these around, and zooming way in here, we can see this is the dancing code. This is the Drop DCX. This is the Akko, and then this is the Drop Marvel Iron Man. Now, it's fairly hard to see because this has the white inside. However, if you look at it in the light, this Iron Man one is thicker than this. For $100, I would like thicker keycaps. Now, comparing it to the Akko is thicker, not by a ton, but it is thicker. It has this kind of lower inside layer right here, and it is definitely thicker than this one. Now with the dancing code, this one is an SA profile, so it's a huge keycap. However, these are pretty much equal in terms of thickness. However, this is just all theoretical unless it's on an actual board. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna be using this key. We're gonna put 4 keys on right here. These have lubed optical Gateron yellows, which are a fantastic switch. That will be in an upcoming video. We're gonna put 4 keys on here from each of the different keycaps and test them out in a sound test. Let's take a listen. Okay, so after hearing all of those, I wanna say right away from the feeling, these feel really, really nice. Like they feel really good, and they sounded quite good as well. These are all 4 very different profiles. This is a terrible comparison. However, between the Akko ASA profile and these, the DCX profile, there's a substantial difference. The ASAs are way taller overall. However, I think these keycaps coming in at $100 and with that 10% off if you're fairly new, I think it's a good deal, especially if you like this profile, which is a nice profile, and you want the consistency similar to GMK keycaps and have that printing and that you could get in stock, but at the same time, the Akko keycaps are giving you also in stock more colorways. However, the printing is not quite as good. And if you're someone who likes cherry profile, these are pretty similar to cherry profile. These are definitely not, although these do come in cherry profile. So there you go. But I do want to say these are very, very different keycaps. The Akkos are really, really good for budget keycaps, mid-entry level keycaps. These are enthusiast grade keycaps. These are something where you have to have a much higher standard for what you like. And with that, let's put them on a full board. See how these things look and feel. Now with all of these off, let's start putting them on. I do want to say, as I'm putting these on, they have the super tiny, what is this, 1.25 shift key, a single size shift key, 1.75, a 2U, and then a normal size shift key, which is very, very cool. Compatibility, great. And guys, here we go. There it is. It looks remarkably strange on a red board. I don't know why I picked this, but I did. However, this is a fairly poppy sounding board. Let's see how it sounds on this. Overall, it's very quiet, especially on this board. Coming from those taller style keycaps like these, which are considerably louder, these are definitely quieter keycaps. So I would personally pair these with a louder board. So I wouldn't put as much dampening inside of the board if I was using these. However, if you like that poppy, quiet sound, these could be really good for that. And again, there will be a full sound test at the end of the video with this board, maybe a different one, maybe a black one, maybe a better one, yeah. The overall feeling is good. The more I look at it, the more inconsistencies I find. The 7 is lower than the 6. However, again, remember, this is pretty much GMK quality, and it's $100. Now, at this point, there is a white on black, so these two right here are going to be black, and then the whole thing's gonna be white. And then there's this, the white on black, or the other one was black on white. And then there's another colorway, which is kind of like a blue and yellow and kind of children color looking type thing. I am assuming that they're gonna do a lot more colorways. And if they do, it's going to be awesome. Right now, these are basic ones. These are basic ones that enthusiasts are going to get because they're classic, they're timeless, and they look fantastic on a board if you want to be minimal. Now, as you can tell, I don't really like to be minimal. So I am really hoping that they come out with more wide kind of crazy different colorways, because if they did that, these keycaps would be absolutely amazing and would probably destroy GMK. That's number one, going to be in stock. This is what they told me. They said these are gonna constantly be in stock. So whether we see if that happens or not, that's just going to have to take its time and see if that happens. But if these can stay in stock, and if then they can also come out with really cool colorways, this is going to be an awesome addition to the entire keyboard industry. It'll be a much more accessible, enthusiast grade set of keycaps rather than GMK. So overall, am I impressed with these? Absolutely. If you do want a basic white or black one, then yeah, I think these are really good, especially if you like this profile, which is this. It's nice, but again, I would put it on a louder board. Again, if you want to check it out, there are drop links below. Also, coupon code, or is that what you call it? A code? I don't know, 10% off for a few days if you guys are one of my subscribers. But yeah, what do you think about the stash? I'm bringing it back. OG CTR. This was CTR, and I'll see you guys in the next video.